What's up, everybody? Today we had the brand new Glock 47. Well, I guess it isn't necessarily brand new. I did do a opening and review, like opening the box and showing what everything comes in there and kind of like an overview of this gun. But today is actually our first time shooting it. Before we get into the video, a lot of people ask me, as you see me shooting in this video, how do I conceal carry and shoot in shorts like this? And it's simple. I am running the Core Essentials belt, which you can get from dsmgear.com. Use code that's on the screen for 10% off your order. Why not save a little bit of money whenever you go pick up this belt? I'm wearing it underneath my gym shorts or whatever kind of pants or shorts I'm wearing if they don't have belt loops. I just wear them underneath. It's comfortable. The inside of these belts are made out of leather. The outside is nylon, and they have their power core technology inside the middle, which makes these very flexible for comfort, but super stiff and uncrushable by the hands. And I'm running a T-Rex Arms holster that of course fits a 19 or a 17 as long as I had the TLR1. That is the setup that I'm running. I get that question a whole bunch. Today we're going over the Glock 47. Let's go ahead and get into it. Again, that is the Core belt from dsmgear.com and the T-Rex Arms sidecar holster. That's my setup that I'm running. If you want to be like me and shoot like me, that's my setup. Let's go ahead and get into the video. And of course, I do have a couple things done to it. I have the Trijicon RMR and the TLR1 streamlight laser on it. This is also the Glock performance trigger, which is actually a great trigger. I'm still getting used to it though, but I like the idea that it comes from Glock, and that's why I'm running it in this. The purpose of this gun for me is going to be my next carry gun, and so I always think that it's great to have a purpose whenever you are buying a gun. So before you go buy one, you know, decide, is this going to be a carry gun? Is this going to be a range toy? Is this something I'm just going to play with? What's the purpose? And this is going to be my carry gun. So other than those two things, I do have the tape on this. This is not grip tape or anything. This is regular, I think just like hockey tape or something. And I just need to do a undercut on here and get a CAGWORK slide release, and I'm going to start carrying this thing. I put about, I would say 400 rounds through this thing today. I didn't shoot it way too much. It's just all the ammo that I had. But just quick overview of this thing. The whole idea behind the Glock 47 is that you can take this slider right here and make a few different guns out of it. So if you just look at the frame itself, the frame is a full-size frame. This is a Glock 17 size grip. But if you look right before the slide of the frame, the underneath the side of the frame actually stops a little bit earlier before the barrel, and that is because you could take a regular Glock 19 slide and put it exactly on this gun, and then you have a Glock 45 or a 19X, same exact thing. Or you can also take this slide and put it on a 19 frame and make a 19 long. As it is, this is just the exact same size as the 17. There's just multiple combinations that you can do with this gun. Originally I bought it to make a 19 long, but I actually want to keep it as it is and just have a 17 that I can possibly switch out for different scenarios if I wanted to. So whenever it comes to the specs, it's of course just another Glock gun. Once you've shot one Glock, you've shot them all. I have only Glocks and they're all different, but that's because I have different attachments, but I'm sure you guys have heard that everywhere. It's got your standard controls. You have your mag release, your ambidextrous slide release, you have your forward serrations on the front, which I'm glad they did, because like the original Gen 5 models, Gen 1 of the Gen 5, Model 1, Gen 5, whatever you want to call it, did not have the forward slide serrations, so I'm glad they did that. They're not crazy deep, but they're just your standard Glock serrations. You have your regular shitty plastic Glock sights, which you can still do whatever you needed to do with these sights if you needed to. They're definitely, you can use them, they're just not ideal. The Trijicon on here that I have is the RMR Type 2 with a 6 MOA reticle, and of course you got your standard controls of the RMR, the plus and minus button on the side. I compared this Glock 47 to the 34 and the 19. I do not have an actual 17 with me, but I compared these, not only the shooting but just the overall performance of the 19 and the 34. So I'll be playing that on the screen right now, and I'll try to stop it to where you can see the bore axis after the shot on each one to see if you really get less recoil. I use the same ammunition for all three of these tests. I try to grip the gun the exact same way. I was aiming at the exact same spot, standing in the same place, try to keep all the variables as close as humanly possible, and so you can see the difference between the three guns. Is it crazy? No, but you can definitely feel it. Going from the Glock 17 to the Glock 34, or the Glock 47 in this case, to the Glock 34 is you can feel the difference, but it's not night and day by any means. You just have a little bit more of the grip handle than you do on the 19, and then adding an extra inch, or I guess half inch, to the barrel, it does just help slightly on the recoil and performance of the gun. Especially if you were shooting iron sights, the longer the slide, the more accurate you'll be able to be with those iron sights. Whenever it comes to the internals, you have your regular Glock internals, but the difference, of course, with this gun then compared to the 17, which is what this gun is supposed to replace, is that the recoil spring on this is a 19 recoil spring, and that's of course because they had to make it fit on the 19 slide, and so this excess slide you have sticking out is just empty and hollow. There's nothing there. And so the big question that everybody's having is, does that change the shooting performance on this gun, because it doesn't have the long recoil spring like the Glock 17 and the 34 does? And honestly, you can't tell the difference. I think that is because you have the shorter recoil spring, but you still have the extra length in the barrel and the extra length and mass of the slide that of course adds weight and helps balance with the gun. You do have a little bit more weight on top in the slide just because there is that extra, what is that, half an inch that's going onto this slide compared to the Glock 19 or the 45. And so it helps, and there's not a difference between shooting it and the 17. So I think that this is the way to go, and I think this is a good idea from Glock. I think it took them a little too long to come out with this idea. I think the 19 long should have been something that came out a very long time ago. Me personally, I want a shorter grip, something that prints less, because whenever you're carrying a gun, this is going to be the part that you see from this point to this point. So the shorter this is, the less you're going to print or show whenever you're trying to conceal a gun. So I like to have a smaller grip like the 19, which my hand fits perfect, while being able to have a longer barrel, so I get the advantage of having that sight radius and the less recoil that comes with that. Again, it's not a night and day difference, but it's still there. There's not too much to go over about this gun because, like I said, it's your standard Glock, but the idea behind this is what I think makes this gun special and easy to use. So on the screen right now, I'm gonna put up the 19 and the 34 compared to the 47, and so you can see the difference in the slide length and grip length. Of course, the 34 has the same grip length as the 47, but both of those are longer than the 19. I hope this is not confusing. Glock come out with all these random numbers instead of just having like the SIG has the 365 and the M&P has the 2.0. No, you got the 47 and the 45 and the 43, which are all completely different, and then you got the 42, which is the same as the 43 but a different caliber, and that's just, it makes no sense to me. But as you can see, there is a little bit difference between these, and you can interchange the slide. I think this is a great carry gun if you can conceal it. This is supposed to be taking over the Glock 17. From what I've heard from Glock, is this is supposed to be completely taking it over because it's the same thing, but you have the ability to switch. I definitely think this is a great idea, but it should have been came out with a long time ago, like I've already said. You can pick this gun up for around $600 to $700. You can find them kind of anywhere between that. You can find your used ones for about $600, or maybe on sale for about $600, and they can get all the way up to about $700 depending on where they're at, maybe, or of course if something's done to them, like they have a trigger on them or something. $600 to $700 is a good price. I paid right at $640 for mine, so I got kind of in between those two. So for the price, of course, it's your regular Glock, but I think you're definitely getting a good gun for what it is. Glock is so reliable. It's what I carry, and it's for a reason. Glock is just reliable. It's simple, and that's what you need for a carry gun, is something reliable and simple. Keep it simple, stupid. That is it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching so far, and let me know down in the comments what you think about the Glock 47. Will you be picking it up? Did my video help explain this at all? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification. Check out dsmgear.com. Go get you a t-shirt or a Coors belt. I guess that's everything. I will see you guys in the next video. Bow!